Hey everyone, it is the holiday season, and if you are looking for a beautiful and easy to care for plant, boy, do I have just the one for you. Alright, so this is the zygo cactus, otherwise known as the Christmas cactus, the Thanksgiving cactus, and the Easter cactus, and it is a beautiful, absolutely stunning plant. And it's easy to care for. That's the thing. The zygo cactus is unlike other cacti, whereas, regular cactus that we're so used to grow in the desert, very dry climate. Well, the zygo cactus, it grows in Brazil on the southeast coastal side of it in a very humid area. It's absolutely stunning, and rightfully so. Like I was saying, it's unlike any other cactus, and its scientific or botanical name is Schlumberga truncata. Schlumberga truncata. Schlumberga truncata. Try saying that a million times over. Now, there are about 9 species that fall under the genus of Schlumberga, and these ones here, the Christmas cactus, this one, though, it turns out, is the Thanksgiving cactus. I was slightly irritated by this, by the way. I got these at Walmart the other day, and they were on sale for like $7.98 or $8. Same thing, right? And so they had them branded as Christmas cactus. But when I did some research on it, turns out that the Christmas, Easter, and Thanksgiving cactus, while they are very much the same plant, there are slight differences. And I was wondering exactly like why is a Christmas cactus blooming around Thanksgiving? And so when I did that research, turns out this is a Thanksgiving cactus, Walmart, not a Christmas cactus. But the difference has to do with the way that I guess, its leaves are, or its stems. They are in different shapes and formations. Take a look at this graph here because it'll show you really. And this one here you can see is exactly the Thanksgiving cactus. Also, not only is it kind of like the leaves or stems that are different, also the flowers as well. So that is that, right? I mean, I'm getting really angry at Walmart for no reason, but I just want to, have an opportunity to breathe a little bit. By the way, you'll have to disculpeme if you hear loud noises from upstairs. My husband's watching a telenovela and he likes to blast it, so disculpeme or disculpe him. I don't know how to say him yet in Spanish because I'm only on like, day 195 on Duolingo. But anyways, I digress. We're going to dive deeper into this plant here. Like I said, very easy to care for, and you only have to water it about once a week. But here's the thing, this plant thrives in bright, indirect sunlight. It really needs it in order to have that full beauty that comes along with it. And it also needs a very humid climate. That's the thing. You need humidity around this plant in order for it to really do well and for it to continue to grow the way that you want it to grow. And that's exactly what we want to do. But since I got this zygo cactus from Walmart, my concern is that the soil that it's in isn't that great. But that's kind of the situation, right, with any kind of plant that you get at a big box store, is that they come in soil that isn't really the best, but kind of keeps them alive for the time being. As Tequila, our dog, come here, Tequila, runs around. Come here, baby dog, come here. You want to say hi? No, you're afraid. Come here, Tequila. No, she's too shy. Here's a video of her though, so you can see exactly what she looks like. She is a little husky, and she's barking at me. She's a little husky Shiva mix, and she is adorable. But anyways, I'm getting distracted here. So we need to repop this baby, and even though this is unlike other cactus, whereas it grows in that humid climate, like in Brazil, as I was saying, it needs a good succulent cacti mix, and I ended up not getting it like a really really good one, but more so a cheap decent one, which was the Miracle Grow succulent and cacti mix, which I have in this bucket right here. And so we're going to repot them and make sure that these babies do well. And they have a lot of little flowers that are still waiting to bloom on it. Since this is the Thanksgiving version of the cactus, it tends to bloom in late October and early November. So got about, maybe another week or two left in it. And then hopefully Walmart or another place will have actual Christmas cactus that I can get. But I really wanted something like this because I do have a very humid apartment here, loft in downtown Denver, and I keep it humid for the rest of my tropical plants. And I really wanted to add some more color to my uh, front window display that you can see from the street across from Coors Field here in downtown. And so I wanted to add some color to it to kind of pop with the rest of the green that you really see from the window. And I figure, you know what, these are festive and that would be perfect. So why not? And that's why I got them. But yeah, you know what's interesting though, as I did research on this plant, is the fact that when you want it to rebloom in, let's say, next late October, early November, is that a couple weeks to a month beforehand, you need to put this baby in like complete darkness for a couple of weeks. I mean, like 12 to 14 hours of darkness in order for it to bloom. And that's because that's how it would be in its natural habitat. So I'm interested to see exactly what that's going to be like. My concern, though, with this plant and why I really wanted to repot it, not only is it come in, cheap soil, but you'll notice that the flowers and its stems are kind of just like saggy and off to the side. And so, what happens in that situation is that the plant is probably dealing with stress, and that's because it's either underwatered or overwatered. And in this instance, this soil, after having this plant for about a week, is clearly overwatered because this soil is still really, really soggy. And it does need, like I said, that nice succulent cacti soil in order for it to thrive and do well. And what the difference is with like a soil like this is that this soil will hold on and retain moisture, which will lead to like root rot, which is the number one killer of houseplants. But with a succulent cacti mix, you've got a more easily drainable mixture in there, like perlite, you have sand, and that really helps the water just kind of go through and move through the plant, which is exactly what we want. But given how this is being difficult in terms of trying to loosen up its roots and not really wanting to damage the roots, I am going to take this over to the sink and wash away the soil just to kind of break it up a bit, to make it easier to get to. So, uno momento. Okay, that only took me, I kid you not, 45 minutes because I forget that when you buy plants from like a Walmart, a Home Depot, or Lowe's, when it is like a plant that seems bunched up together, that they normally take a bunch of little plants and they pop them in these plugs. So I have this charcuterie board of zygo cactus with all these little ones. So we're either going to bunch them up together or we're going to create a bunch of little individual plants, which is why I busted out all of these little pots. And so we're going to have some fun here with them. So here's another interesting thing about zygo cactus. I was telling you how they grow in Brazil in a humid environment, unlike regular cactus. And what's interesting about them is that, like orchids or like bromeliad, they are epiphytic, which means that rather than growing in soil, they grow like on the sides of trees or on the sides of rocks. And so, yeah, we are going to take these babies and try to loosen up their roots so they don't break apart here. I'm going to be a mess with this. One of them, this red one, this reddish one, its soil was so compact that I kid you not, that's why it took so long. The pink one, though, that baby came apart very quickly. And speaking of colors, they have different colors, not just the pink and the red, but they're also like whites, purples. They just kind of grow in different colors, which is really neat. And I'm a mess, and so is this plant, but we're going to fix that here. And what you want to do, though, guys, is that not only do you want your like succulent cactus soil, which we have here in this bucket, but you also kind of want to make sure that it's in like a nice pot, like something that's either terracotta or something that is going to drain really well, like these babies here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a first layer of soil, and then we are going to start potting some of these up. And another cool thing about this plant is that it will live for a very long time if it's taken care of well. And they can live, usually their average lifespan is about 20 to 30 years, but some of them can live for upwards of over a century. I kid you not, over 100 years. Same thing goes for orchids, though, which is really cool. In fact, I was reading that some people who are like really big orchid collectors, they will have in their wills when they pass away uh, part of where they will leave their orchids to somebody in their family. So, I mean, I love my plants so much, I would do that. Why not, guys? Okay, so we got our first one here. We're just gonna put some a little bit of soil around it, and I like the idea of having a bunch of little zygocactus instead of kind of like I might put a bunch together in one pot just to kind of fill up an area. But I think that what'll be nice in my plant display in the living room that people can see as they walk by outside is if I have a bunch of little color popping in different areas. But then again, I have to keep in mind that this color will only last for about, I don't know, 3 or 4 more weeks before the Thanksgiving cactus, as this one is. Thanks, Walmart, for making me think it's a Christmas cactus. Will only last for a couple more weeks before its flowers go into uh, non-existence. So yeah, I'm just gonna bunch these babies up. And instead of having you guys have to deal with this, we are going to fast forward into the future. And welcome to the future, where I forgot to hit record on the video when I was making it, so I didn't get to show you guys my potting up of them. And anyways, before I do show you them now, I did want to get to my community poll on my YouTube page, because I asked you folks how many of you own a holiday cactus, whether it's a Thanksgiving, Christmas, or Easter cactus, and a bunch of you responded. Celobella said, I do. Mine is starting to form buds right now. Love the colors on yours too. Easter is Henstera Deliciosa's favorite, loving the orange blooms that she's only seen once. And Wolf369 says, Thanksgiving cactus is what lasts in my care. I got two I've had for 3 years, and this is the first time they're exploding with flowers. That's so cool. Keep your comments coming because I love reading them. And I'm also curious to know, do you have any tips or secrets when it comes to having your holiday cactus bloom? Let me know in the comments below. In the meantime, if you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell for more fun and interesting planty content just like this. Hey, I want to thank you guys so much for watching another one of my plenty videos. And by the way, if you like some beautiful colors, I highly suggest you check out this video in the corner of your screen. Until then, I will see you guys in the next video.